Well, hello there. Hi, I'm Keith from Keys Comics. We're here to try to sell you some comics tonight, in case that wasn't apparent. With the ball games coming up the next couple of nights, I felt like maybe people would be distracted. So let's try to slide a show in there and sell some stuff. As always, my wife Cindy's with me here tonight.
Let's go Rangers!
Just like clap, 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 clap. That's right. We are going to try to sell you some stuff one at a time in the pictures, and hopefully it will match your FOMO. If you have a desire to purchase these, type claim into the Keys Comics Facebook page for Keys Comics Network. Yes, let's do that right. You can watch our show on any of our Facebook feeds, maybe even in the future. Hello, future. But that's great. If you want to claim, jump over to the Keys Comics Network Facebook page. It's its own independent page. Each store has its own page, plus the additional Keys Comics Network page. That's where you type your claims into. And, fully 3/4 of the people who claim stuff on these shows watch it in the future. Hey, how you doing? So that's all good as long as it hasn't been claimed. Facebook is the official timekeeper here, and we want you to get all the stuff you want. See, even if you see somebody claim something that you wanted, claim it anyway. Sometimes people forget they own stuff. They just recently bought it, or maybe I have more of them. But it lets me know what to put into future shows, so that's always good. So let's see, where are we at here? Oh, no. Cindy, are you about ready over there?
I'm ready.
All right, so we have a mishmash of stuff tonight. We have a little bit of variants, a little bit of hot books, some stuff I bought this weekend. As we work stuff every day in the warehouse, we try to get it out, and then a few things we pick off for the shows on its way to the stores, just to give you guys a shot at it. Let's see, what else? A boilerplate do we have to do here? Cindy, we got everything covered, I think?
I think so.
Go find the fake Kelsey Grammer, and let's get this show started.
Let's get this big.
Here we go. Da-da-da-da-da.
Keys Comics.
Well, yes, it is. It is the Keys Comics Network Facebook page. After doing this for about a year, I realized maybe I'm just not being super clear that there's a Keys Comics Network Facebook page. So that's all on me. I just assume that everybody knows what I'm thinking at this point. I hope, anyway. All right. So we have some cool stuff to put up here. Cindy, you got the first one ready to go?
I do.
Let's take a look. We're going to start off with a light-running conditional offering. At the start of this show, you can go back and watch it later. It's Warehouse Hunter at KeithsNeatStuff.com. You can send me your want list, so in future shows, if I find a match to your want list and I can sort through your want list, we'll put it up here as a conditional offering. Now, if you don't have this on your want list, you can still claim it. It's just that the person who has it conditional has the first dibs, as it were. This is Sergeant Rock number 412 from 1986, a beautiful VF copy. $20 if we put this in the store, $16 if you want to claim this. Start putting together your war comics from the DC. This is getting close to the end of that run of Sergeant Rock, Our Army at War, all of those titles in the mid-1980s. Welcome, John. Welcome to the show. It's good to see you here. Thanks a lot for dropping in. If you are watching the show for the first time, or if you're watching the show for the umpteenth millionth time, drop into the comments on Keys Comics Network Facebook page. Say hey. Let us know you're out there. Drop some context on something we're talking about here in the store. Make me, keep me on the straight and narrow, as it were. It's all good in the neighborhood. You don't have to buy anything, but we're also here to have fun, talk comics, goof off just a little bit. Next up, What If? From the original Marvel run in the mid-1970s, crept into the early 1980s. This is What If Dr. Doom Had Become a Hero? A real pretty VF copy here. And what's really cool about this story is a lot of people don't remember that Dr. Doom was super villain for the Fantastic Four, sure, but he did a lot of magical stories, and he did things with Agatha Harkness and a lot of stuff with Mephisto. And this really taps on how he would have dealt with Mephisto if he hadn't been a supervillain. He has a really cool alternate armor in this book, kind of a fun little jaunt through the early 1980s, late 70s Marvel Universe. What if Doctor Doom had become a hero? Number 22 of the What If series, the original OG series. $12 if it's in the store, $10 if you claim it here tonight. Type claim, give me the title, What If 22, and then we'll take it from there. Spelling is not important. There is no taking off. There's no grading on the curve. All you have to do is just be first, even if it's tomorrow. It's all good. Next up, a real pretty copy of Amazing Spider-Man 196, which I can't remember if this is the first, second, third, or 15th time that Aunt May died, but here he is. This very, really, a lot of good pinups in this one as I was flipping through it, kind of looking at it. Nice book. Issue 196 from 1979, criminally low at $10, even for a VF copy. That seems strangely out of whack. Or $8. That's practically the price of most new comics now. $8 for this beautiful VF copy of Amazing Spider-Man number 196. The Rebirth from 2016. You know, the later half of the early 2000s there, DC tried the New 52, then they tried the Rebirth. I think they had a couple other things going on. This is in 2016. I think so. Rebirth was 2012, I believe it was. I mean, New 52 was 2012, I believe it was. This issue number 1 is Supergirl relaunching with a cool Adam Hughes cover. Nice. This is a nice VF copy of this variant cover. $10 in store. $6 if you score it here tonight. Well, I say it's a variant cover. It may be the main cover, but it's still pretty. By Adam Hughes. You can see his signature there. AH. With the exclamation point. Adam Hughes. $6 for this Supergirl number 1 Rebirth from 2016. This is an interesting little storyline from 1994. This Spider-Woman, you're going to have to help me out here and tell me which version of Spider-Woman this is. But this 4-part miniseries deals with her and this current, at the time current version of Spider-Woman, dealing with who's that? Madame Web, who evidently is getting her own movie. How's that happen? She must have pictures on somebody. But anyway, this is a 4-part miniseries. Not all the last parts are kind of getting hard to find. The first parts, everybody gets a Spider-Woman number 1 from 1984. Let's do this thing. But all 4 issues, not so easy. $20 in store for the complete set. Nice, pretty VF copies. She looks like a little worse for wear there. All four issues average out at VF. $16 if you claim it here tonight. Spider-Woman number 1, 2, 3, and 4. The complete miniseries, that's complete storyline. $16. Next up. Oh, great. An origin issue of a really cool character that underused for maybe 30 years. And then Neil Gaiman figured out how to use her well in the that was the early 90s, wasn't it? Late 80s. Do you remember when that was, that Black Orchid miniseries? The late 80s, early 90s, I think it was.
Yeah, it has to be somewhere in there.
Now
she's
she's
in the shops at that time.
Yeah, now she strolls around through the Justice League Dark here and there, used often on. This is the origin and first appearance, I believe, of the Black Orchid. Issue 428 of Adventure Comics. Solid VG copy with beautiful art on the inside. Just fantastic. From 1973, this also has a backup story that is... Wow, in 1973, you still that flower power art style was still kind of flowing through there. And it's pretty neat. This Dr. 13 story and the backup story and the origin of Black Orchid in Adventure Comics 428. Still, in VG makes this a solid $20 comic, or $15 if you claim it here tonight. $15 for Adventure Comics number 428. Next up. How bizarre, it's Kazar. This is actually Marvel Superheroes, number 19. The issues, this book was, whenever I was collecting in the late 70s, early 80s, this was kind of a throwaway title. But now it's kind of got some cool historical significance. This has got a Barry Smith cover, and I was just reading up on him. He started comics in the UK where he grew up, and he sent some samples in to Stan Lee, and he liked them. So him and his buddy got on a plane and got here at 19 years old and getting assignments from Stan Lee because of his ersatz Jack Kirby style at the time, which he has grown and modified into the current cool art style that he has. But still, it's very, you can pinpoint it real quickly. He did a lot of stuff. I guess Stan really liked him, maybe because he got his stuff in on time. But he did an issue of Avengers and X-Men, a whole bunch of stuff. A lot of covers and some pinups that we had in a previous show, just a random Medusa pinup in our previous collected edition. This has an all-new Kazar story, if you will. Kazar, I've talked about it many times in the show, I believe is Marvel's oldest character, which is loosely based, if not 100% based, on a pulp character named Kazar, all the way back in the the 30s or so. From 1969, this Marvel Superheroes. Was there a piece of paper that came with that?
Yeah, there was. I wasn't sure if that was.
Yeah, let me see. What I like about this Marvel Superheroes books is that, first of all, you get a cool George Tuska Kazar story in there, and then you get reprints. This has reprints from this magazine from Timely called Young Men. It was issue number 96 from 1954. It has a Human Torch story and a Submariner story in it. Then also there's Manili, that's the artist, Manili, beautiful artwork, Black Knight number 3 from 1955. It's just a powerhouse book. Just way undervalued at $6. But what are you going to do? Get this book while you can. $6 for Marvel Superheroes number 19. Next up. Amazing Spider-Man number 208 from 1980. Beautiful VF copy. Well, this was a collection that we bought recently. They bought them all new on the newsstands or the local comic shop. I never really got the whole story. Read once or twice and then put away kindly. This $15 store book is $10 if you claim it tonight. First appearance of Fusion, the Twin Terror. Yeah, might be the Twin Terror's single appearance. I'm not really sure, though. Listen to Spidey and back off. $10 for Amazing Spider-Man number 208 from 1980. Next up. Oh, just a ridiculously awesome Campbell cover from a series you might have missed during the pandemic. Gwen Stacy, issue number 1 from 2020. A beautiful VF copy of this. I don't even know if this was the main cover or the variant cover, but it's still just a great cover. $6 for Gwen Stacy number 1 from 2020. Look at those butterflies with the Spidey eyes. Neato Kino. Next up. We're going to get our Green Lantern on a little bit tonight. We found a little vein of them, if you will. We're going to tap into that. Get you a little Green Lantern action going here. You got this issue number 106 is after it came back. It was started off in 59, 60, 61, right around in there. Super popular through the 60s, and then Denny O'Neil and Neil Adams were doing real well, but still couldn't get there was this big, gigantic, God, you know who we need here? We need a comic historian in here. We have to make some calls. In the early 1970s, there's this gigantic time where the newsstand distribution just collapsed. A lot of DC books just got sucked into the abyss. Green Lantern being one of them. But the stories were so good that they moved a lot of those stories as a backup feature into Flash until it became apparent that they were so popular they got past that little part of time and gave Green Lantern his book back and kept the numbering, oddly enough, of the original Green Lantern. This number 106 with Mike Grell taking over, doing beautiful artwork. This is where the Green Arrow becomes super popular too, during this stewardship for the next 2 to 4. Well, I don't know. Is Chris here? Can tell us about 4 years this ran. Issue 106 from 1978. A solid mid-grade copy, $6. Next up. More Green Lanterns. This one featuring the Green Lantern unfortunately suffers from a dearth of not super awesome supervillains, this being one of them. Just the Shark from 1980. $6 for this issue number 176. You know, we also got a big collection of really cool statues in that we're going to start putting out. Let's see. Not that one. That one. Green Lantern. In the mid 90s, I think it was all through the mid 90s, DC had their own products they made, including this really cool John Stewart maquette, is what they call this. They did all the Justice Leaguers at the time, because Justice League Animated was super popular. They did this John Stewart, which is super hard to find. It's been stored in a non-smoking home. It has the original box. Cindy, do you have a note with the what issue number that they were limited to 2,500? This might be. I'll have to look and see what issue number this is.
You mean how many out of how many?
Yes.
Hang on just a second. I have to go to a different screen. It is.
Please hold.
Yeah, John Stewart, right?
Right.
Let's see.
Stewart.
Keith Ash. Oh, did I not type it in there? That's a bummer. Because you have to take it out.
Well, we'll sort that out. If you're interested in it, we'll sort that out.
Yeah,
I'm not even sure how many it was limited to.
It actually is, well, the limited to is on the box, and the limited to is 2,500. And I think, oh, I know what it is. And 2,500, and I think this one is 2,049.
2,490 or something like that.
Something like that. Something very
So it's
close
very,
to the end.
at the very end. So you would hope that by the end they got the painting right.
But it is pristine.
Yeah, it looks beautiful. $150 in store, $130 on this show. There you go. Claim that. Claim John Stewart maquette. We'll get you all hooked up. And, you know, we do mail. We do ship. Many people have been asking about that, and especially from the time we were doing previous shows. I would always like to bid, but how am I going to get my stuff? Yeah, we can work it out. Believe me, we can work it out. You know, most of our people pick up at the stores. We're trying a new system where if you claim something, we accumulate all that, and then we send you a link to our Shopify store. It's working out pretty well so far, and we're happy with the results on that. And then once we get our payment, we bundle that up. We were having big troubles with books getting scattered all over the place, not being super clear about it. So, and the guys, you know, they do great jobs in the store, but then we were just adding one more thing they had to do, so it just didn't seem fair. So we'll start dealing with that from the warehouse. Next up, is Howard the Duck. Howard the Duck number 3. Wow, from 1976. This is an interesting book because John Buscema is doing the art on the inside of this. John Buscema, the longtime Avengers / Fantastic Four / Conan artist. I mean, like multi-decade Conan artist. This guy could draw anything, I guess. I'm not sure they did the cover here, but on the inside, he does a great job of Howard the Duck. This issue number 3 from 1976 seems like a great deal because I'm pretty sure we sold these for a lot more than this in the early 90s whenever we could find copies. $12 in store, $8 if you claim it here tonight. Howard the Duck, number 3 from 1976. Showcase. All right, DC had this tryout book for many, many years, at least a decade. All right, Showcase. They would try out something, maybe give it usually 1 issue, but sometimes 2, and sometimes even 3 issues to find out if there was an audience. Because the getting shelf space during the distribution system during this time, you know, if you didn't have a hit or a provable hit, why would they give up space? There were so many comics, there's so many magazines, and so little space. So this Showcase was where they cycle through stuff all the time. This is Johnny Double, 1968, the time period when spies were super in vogue. Issue 78 here. This is a VG copy. It's great if you're going to try to put together this Showcase run. It's going to be hard to find that 4, 8, and 22. But you get all the other numbers relatively inexpensively. Born to Trouble, Johnny Double, issue number 78 of Showcase, $7 if you claim it here tonight. Next up. Hotness in here. Here we go. They're starting to get ads all over this place now for this new movie, The Marvels, November 10th or something like that, I believe it is. This issue number 1 from 2014. Not the first appearance, but the first series for Kamala Khan. This is she had one like cameo, quasi cameo in a previous book, Marvel Plus One or something like that. I can't remember the exact title. But there we go. This is issue number 1, highly sought after. $80 in store for this pretty VF copy, or $60 if you claim it here. Get your Miss Marvel on, Kamala Khan. At this point, I think if I remember the story correctly, and maybe apocryphal from now, they were given the word that since they didn't have the movie rights to the X-Men and the Fantastic Four and all that kind of stuff, that no more mutants. So there could be no more mutants in the Marvel Universe. So at this time period, Kamala Khan became out as an Inhuman. An Inhuman. I think that just recently they're skirting around the edge of that, setting her up as to become one of the new mutants. For I think they have a whole new title coming out, Miss Marvel New Mutant currently. So you might want to check that out if you're into the Kamala Khan. You like the Disney Plus show. You're excited about the movie. Next up. Oh, this sometimes we find stuff in boxes. I just put them in the show, and maybe you just need to catch up from last year. This is just an issue of Spider-Man from last year, but it's got a cool cover. I think that's a Morbius-like creature behind him. $6 for Amazing Spider-Man 78 from the current run. If you might have missed, it's been 18 months since this book came out. Maybe you missed it. Let me get you hooked up. $6 for Amazing Spider-Man 78. Next up. I know, right? I needed to look through it closely. More Showcase. Beautiful, beautiful cover. This is one of my favorite covers of all time. The book itself is only in good. It's been well read many times because it's so awesome. And then I think maybe someone might have dropped this in front of the laundromat or something like that, and somebody else picked it up. It's got its issues, but it's still solid, still readable, still a great issue of DC Comics Showcase. Number 64 from 1966, featuring the Spectre. Out of my body, you squatter. From 1966, Showcase number 64, featuring the Spectre. Only $6. Wow, that's a crazy good deal. Hey, Alan's here. You're welcome. Okay, great. Watch the show in the future. Watch it anytime. We put the shows together. Cindy and I were talking about how we very rarely watch appointment TV anymore. Whenever we get to it, and we'll watch it and we'll binge it. And I hope that that bleeds over into your Keith's Comics viewing. Whenever you get around to it, watch the show, claim some stuff if you like. If not, just come and hang out and talk comics.
Right, but there might be baseball on during the times we normally do shows. So.
Right, Wednesday and Thursday.
Let's go Rangers.
We'll see how that works out for us. Hopefully Wednesday and Thursday baseball will be over until the next week. Next up, maybe we'll live simulcast the playoffs and sell comics.
Yeah, I could try to watch it while I'm doing it.
And do your knitting too.
And do my knitting.
All right, this is Pokemon. Before the manga craze, Viz brought comics to America in the regular American comic format. And they were popular, just not as popular as manga became a little bit later. This is Pokemon Electric Pikachu, a Boogaloo. So your Pokemon Completus, this is the complete 4-issue run of that miniseries. The issue number 1 is a third printing. The issue number 2 is a second printing, and then first printings of 3 and 4. $50 for the set because Pokemon is hot, especially since you got to try to catch them all. Pokemon 1 through 4 of the Electric Pikachu Boogaloo 1 through 4. Next up. Nice issue of Batman, number 246. Wow, that's
Is he flying or is he dead?
he's not flying. Poor Robin. They were always trying to figure out more ways to kill that guy until they finally got around to it in the early 90s. And then
Billy.
yeah, and then he got better. Batman number 246 from 1972. This presents much better than it officially grades, so somebody's going to get a great bargain on this VG copy. $13 in store, $10 if you claim here tonight. Almost time for lightning round, Cindy. You bundling that up over there?
I am.
Pablo's usually in the show, but he must be distracted tonight with the fact that we're doing a Tuesday show. Today is Tuesday, right? I can't keep.
Today is Tuesday.
Oh, you know why it was Tuesday? No, what does that mean?
We're gonna have a special guest.
Oh,
That was Mickey Mouse.
that was Mickey Mouse Club.
Yeah,
That's true.
Today is Tuesday.
You're gonna have a special guest. That's right. Anyway, lightning round time. If Pablo was here, he'd be taking his nap. This is lightning round $1, $2, and $3 books. We have $1, $2, and $3 bins in the stores.
I'll have to take them down so we don't have to mix them, but I will keep them all.
Don't you got to keep them separated? Is what I heard.
All right, so starting with $3 books.
$3 books. Here we go. Sergeant Rock. What number is that, Cindy?
367.
Number 367 of Sergeant Rock. It's been a well-read copy. Still a great read for $3. Next up,
$3. A True Believer.
True Believers. There was more Barry Windsor Smith art. Look at that. That's he started working in Marvel for reals in '68, and this is from the mid '70s. So this is 10 years after that. Nice. Maybe even early '80s. I forget when this was. No, Shima is '70s. This miniseries probably mid '80s. Nice. $3, right, Cindy?
$3.
Next up,
$3 for Superboy 153.
Superboy 153 with a crazy good Neil Adams cover, but only $3 for you here tonight. Next up,
GI Combat 281.
GI Combat 281. Books looks great, but it's a straight up VG. But that doesn't mean you can't get a great read out of it for $3. Next up,
92. That's a little sad.
oh wow, that's coming up 2070, right?
Yeah, we're getting there.
Hopefully we make it here. Let's see, it's 2045.
Still
It's
$3.
not impossible, but highly unlikely we'll see 2070. That's a good thing because evidently we're all living on asteroids
Well,
right
they
there.
come up with some kind of who knows.
That's right. This is another one of those showcase. What number showcase is that, Cindy?
It is number 92.
Number 92. We got $3 on that, right?
Yes.
Well, hello, men. Good to see you. Go ahead. Next up.
It's another $3 book. I think it says 56, but Legacy 497.
Oh, yeah. Issue 56. Legacy. What number?
497.
497. Just it's got a couple dings in it, so I thought somebody might need that as a filler book. $3 for this Amazing Spider-Man. Next up.
$3 for this. It is. The code has already been used, so the code is good no more.
All right. So 0 Point. This is a variant, too. This is 0 Point number 1 featuring Batman. I don't know how many of you are gamers out there, but they did this big crossovers with Marvel and with DC, where you could come by these comics and read the comics, and then you also got a digital code for special, what the kids call skins.
Tough to get because kids were coming in to buy them just for the codes.
Yeah. So this is but if you wanted to just read this cool Batman story, here you go. $3, right, Cindy?
Yeah.
Next up,
Now we're on $2 books. This
$2.
is Captain Atom 15.
Defeated by Major Force. Captain Atom 15, $2. Next up,
$2 for Excalibur 22.
Excalibur 22, just in a random box. What the heck? $2. Next,
Excalibur 26, $2.
more Excalibur 26, $2. Next up.
Blade, the Vampire Hunter, number 1 for $1.
Oh, is Mr. Witherington out there? Because this is a foil cover, but it's been well read. Only $1 for this Blade. What is that? Early
Foil
90s?
still works.
Yeah, the foil still. It's all shiny and everything. It's just not a high grade collectible. $1.
Midnight Suns.
Ooh.
Wildcats. Oh, 0 issue, $1.
Wildcats is number 0. How much? $1?
$1.
$1. That seems crazy. Next up.
1989 New Gods, number 9.
Oh,
$1.
cool. That's some
Scooby Doo on the front there. So it's Cerebus or something.
Cerberus.
Cerberus.
All right. $1. Next up.
$1 for the last one. Cloak and Dagger number 2.
Cloak and Dagger number 2 with illegal aliens. That seems
Well,
insensitive.
there.
From 1988. $1 for Cloak and Dagger number 2, The Mutant Misadventures. All right, there's your lightning round, Pablo. I hope that you're excited about all that, and whenever you
can
eventually.
fast forward to it.
All right.
Sleep through it.
I also wanted to show you that we had one other maquette for tonight. Mid 90s. This is Flash maquette from the Justice League series, the animated version of this. $75 in store. $60 if you buy tonight. We just got these in. I've been working them all afternoon. Cindy's been busy bee taking pictures. We'll be putting a few more in the shows, but if you have one from this set maybe you're trying to put together or a special character you need for somebody, this is the time to let us know. This is Flash, the Flash maquette from the Justice League Adventures series. I want to say 94, 95, maybe even a little bit earlier than that. Next up. Whoa, I'm getting a little heaty in here. This is first Carol Danvers as Captain Marvel, I believe is what this is, in the Avenging Spider-Man, number 9. Really sweet VF copy. $80 if you score it in the store. But, you can pick it up tonight for $70 for Avenging Spider-Man number 9, featuring Captain Marvel, which kind of a big deal coming up a month from now. I guess that's even 3 weeks from now, right? Next up,
Terry Dots.
More of those Viz books. This one's Pokemon Electric Tail of Pikachu. This is earlier in the run, and they was super popular. This is number 1 is 14th print, number 2 is 12th print, number 3 is 9th print, number 4 is 10th print. But it's all of them together, and they all got read to bits. So this is kind of a fun collectible. You want kind of your impossible mission. Try to get all printings of all of this. That's going to take a while. A lot of people don't even know there are multiple printings of this. And yes, there they are. Pokemon, the Electric Tail of Pikachu. This is a beautiful VF set for $25. Next up. All right, in the, when is this? Early 90s, yes. DC did this Who's Who in the DC universe, but they did them in this gigantic format. So they came hole punched so that you could buy them a binder from them. See what they did there? Binder from them. This is usually they were 48 pages with all new art and all new editorial on these. This is issue number 7 of the Who's Who. You pop this open and then separate them, and then you put them in your binder, and then wherever you are. Next time you go to Metropolis and somebody flies by, I know who that is. And then also we got some great covers. Is that an Adam Hughes cover? I can't tell. I can see his signature there.
Yeah, I don't see it.
It could be a Kevin McGuire cover. This from 1991. This issue number 7 of Who's Who is going to be $10 if it makes it to the store. $8 tonight if you claim it. And we don't have a complete run of this version of Who's Who from the DC universe, but we have this is issue 7. I think we might have 4, 5, 6, and 10 or something like that. Not all of them, but if you're interested in putting together a set or you need a specific one, let us know. Drop a little comment in there. We'll see if we can't hook you up. Next up. Wednesday Comics. For you folks that are new. In 2009, they had this editorial idea that over 12 weeks, they would do these comics. They were on just newsprint, just straight up newsprint, no glossiness, and they folded out like the old timies, real old timies, like way back in the 30s and 40s before there was like TV and even comic books for sure. You get the Sunday funnies, and it would come folded, and you would fold it out and lay down on the ground, or we fold it out into big gigantic things so that. I think this had 12 or 15 titles that ran in it, and you got, just like in the old Sunday pages, you'd get 2 or 3 lines of a storyline, so that over 12 issues, all these stories played out, and it had some killer creative teams on these. Read off the front there, isn't it?
Azzarello and Rizzo did Batman. Gibbons and Sook, Commandy. Baker, Hawkman. Bullock and Hyuk. Is that it? H-E-U-C-K?
Hook.
Deadman and is it Busick and I can't read Keones?
Yeah, flip it over, because I think Neil Gaiman did like Metamorpho all through this. Why?
Yeah, Gaiman and Allred did Metamorpho.
And Paul Pope did Strange Adventures.
Right. Baker again on the Hawkman.
So these are gigantic books. They even had like a Sergeant Rock story in there. And this is
Kubert and Kubert on Sergeant Rock.
Kubert on Sergeant Rock. So this is all 12 issues of that project. Yeah. And so they came out weekly, and no gloss on them, just folded out, and you were encouraged to read them. This is all 12 issues for $40 in store, or $30 if you scored here tonight. Next up.
So, I don't have a sign for that one. 24.
Oh, yeah.
That's issue 24.
Yeah, number 24.
Okay, and it's got a Mark Jeweler variant in it.
Oh, yeah. So usually they're conditionals, but I don't think the conditional guys who buy them are usually buy Chippendales. but maybe they will. This is a Mark Jewelers variant. It has the insert in it from when this book was sold on a military base. Wow, but this might be the slice too far here. Cindy, do you remember which one? The red nose is Chip or Dale?
No, Chip has got the chocolate nose, chocolate chip.
Chocolate Chip. Oh, there's how you remember. How come I didn't read that before?
Well, you got to follow.
and then Red Berry.
Yeah.
Red Berry nose.
Dale.
Chocolate Chip and Dale.
Just Dale.
Okay. All right. So this is a Chip and Dale. $6 for this Chip and Dale issue, but it also has a Mark Jewelers variant in there. So if you have a Chip and Dale fan in there, a Disney fan, Disney 100th, there you go. Nice gift for somebody. Next up, the Shogun Warriors from 1979. Nice, pretty VF copy of this. $20 in store. I'm not real hip to the Shogun Warriors. It was outside my my scope of fun. Came in right after I was the toy age. But man, these Japanese robots took over the world. This is like a precursor, right before the Transformers, GoBots, and all that. Who's that? Who's a Rick Hunter? Who's that? With the big flying eagle-looking jets. I forget the Valkyries. Somebody's going to remember and tell me a couple days from now. But anyway, Shogun Warriors #1. Marvel got in early on the act from 1979. $20 in store or $15 if you score it here. Robotech, thank you, man. See, man has my back. Thank you. Macross in Japan, that's right.
Oh yeah, that's right. I wouldn't know that.
All right, giant size Thor. You know, with this book, we've been in business 34, going on 35 years. This might be the first time we ever had this book. It's fantastic. Giant size Thor, beautiful. Usually a cover that's all white like this here in Texas. We call it the Texas Patina. It's a little brown, but I mean, this is not pure white, but it's better than usual. And with that thick spine on it, that usually gets all tore up. This is straight up VF. Giant size Thor from 1975. $30, including a guest appearance of Hercules inside of there. $30 for this giant size Thor #1 or $27. Look how
Good leggings or not, you know?
you know what? I didn't flip through there to see if he had the good leggings on or not. But there we go. We got the Warriors 3 also in there. Is it Hogan the Grim, Volstaff, and Baldar? Is that? Am I remembering those right? $27 for giant size Thor #1. Next up. Oh, Strange Academy. This is the variant edition. You might have missed this book. It's super popular and also was very important because it introduced, 2 handfuls of new characters as magic users that went to the Doctor Strange Academy, mostly like Professor X did the mutants in the X-Men Academy. To me, my X-Men. You got Doctor Strange going, whatever. Just learn some magic.
I need my own academy.
He's like, this is not Harry Potter, yo. We're going to fight real demons and stuff. That's serious magic. That's right. From 2020, so maybe you missed this, but it's super popular and lots of new. Wow, she looks like she might be summoning little baby Cthulhu down there. $40 in store, $32 if you claim it here tonight. Next up. It's not even Thor's Day, and we're getting lots of Thor.
Ooh,
This book.
Wacky looking Loki.
Oh, no, that's a hella book right there.
That's Loki right there.
Well, that's old school. That's OG
Wacky,
Loki for
wacky
sure.
Loki.
And that's maniacal OG Loki right there.
Yes,
We got a little lot running hella action going on there. Issue 150 from 1968. VG Plus. I mean, this book is so pretty. Great red colors on this. Presents great. Technically, we're going to grade it a VG Plus, just keeping it out of the fine. $75. Look at this book creeping up on you. $60 if you claim it here tonight. $60 for Thor, #150 from 1968. Nice.
Yeah, still one of the best effects in Thor is her putting her helmet on with her hand.
Oh, yeah, pretty sweet. More Green Lanterns for you. This is a first appearance of the Green Lantern Corps stories. If you are a big-time Green Lantern fan, this is a book that needs to be in your collection. From 1978, issue 107, Green Lantern always in some kind of peril with yellow. You'd think that they would have engineered that ring a little bit better. $10 for you here tonight. $13 if you let it get out to the stores.
It's in Sinestro, isn't it?
Right. More Thors, because we can't get enough Thors.
Right, because Thursday we might be busy.
So somebody remind me, is Tree? Is that the giant that does all the swords and stuff? And can't remember. This is a beautiful VF. I'm going to put a little tiny minus on there. So I think there's just a little on the right hand corner, just a little rub that I didn't like. But this annual number 11 is real pretty. From 1983, $8 is all it'll set you back. $8 for Thor annual number 11. Sweetness. Next up. Hey, look, it's the rest of that stack of Green Lanterns. A 115 from 1979. This is a newsstand version of that. I think Green Lantern needs to get it together because is that Green Arrow and Black Canary might be in a little trouble down there.
Oh, they're under ice.
Yeah, right? He's like, come on, man, get it together. You got world-bending powers. Why are you letting us suffocate and
They're
freeze?
trying to pound on the ice there. Let us go. Yeah. Woo.
Yep. Get it together, buddy. $6 for Green Lantern, number 115. Next up. E-Tree is the blacksmith. Yeah, I thought so, but I ran out of time and forgot to go back and look. Yes, thank you, man. Daredevil, number 15 from 1966. This is a fine minus copy. When you're holding this book in your hands, you're going to go, dang, this is a sweet book. 5.0 is what I'm estimating it to be. You know, I can't warranty that you would get that grade. These are all just my best guess estimates whenever you're looking at any of these books. So please take that into account. But we have been looking at a lot of books, so hopefully we can all agree on that. From 1966, this issue number 15 of Daredevil. Hopefully they'll get the Daredevil series together. I don't know if you heard, but they got halfway through the Daredevil Born Again storyline in the Disney Plus show, and they didn't like what they saw, and they kind of shut it down and hired new writers and I think a new showrunner, but I'm not 100% sure on that. And wow, so my opinion is, with not knowing anything on the inside, is that my opinion is that there was probably not enough punching. Too much not punching and not enough punching.
Too much story.
Well, you can have story, but some of that story needs to involve punching things.
Well, and do cool gymnastics.
Oh, yeah. I'll go with cool gymnastics, too. This issue of Daredevil number 15, $40 in store, $35 if you need to score it tonight. Claim.
3.
We're almost done with tonight's show. This is Amazing Spider-Man 361. This is the second print variant. Beautiful VF copy of this. You can see it's a second printing. Marvel was very helpful in this time period. They give you a different background. So the silver background here was a tip-off that this is a second print. This is a second printing, $60 still, because that is the Carnage's first appearance there. And definitely first, we can arm wrestle about whether he was in a couple other issues as a little dot, as a little thing running across. Is it Cletus Cassidy? Yeah, Cletus. $40 though for this copy, and really nice VF copy here tonight. 361, second printing. Next up, 2 Amazing Fantasy 15, not the original one, unfortunately, but the one from
Like the art style.
but one from 2006. This has been read a few times. It's going to be officially graded up for a fine. Maybe there's room if you have a local presser or somebody maybe could pop that up a little bit, but I can't warranty that. But I'm saying a fine as it sits right now from 2006. But the first appearance of Amadeus Cho on his super low print run book, this $125, even in fine, is what we're going to put on the store if it makes it that far. $100 if you want to score this tonight. Amazing Spider-Man 15, $100 for this nice, solid, fine copy that will be great in your collection. But if you want it to be a super hot collectible, you might have to invest a little bit of pressing, and then even then, not a warranty. Next up,
Final book for tonight.
final book for tonight.
Lava Man.
It's a hot book. It's got the Lava Man in it. Number 5 of the Avengers. This is super sweet. VG Plus copy, 5.0. And, it's hard to get in the older books. It's hard to get if it's been read at all into the fine because the gloss gets taken off, and that's the first thing they whack you pretty hard on in collections. So 1964, this VG Plus copy of the Avengers number 5. Look at that. The Hulk is still on the team at this point, and Captain America just arrived the issue before, so they're all kind of feeling it out, saying. Even the Wasp is like, hey, that's Steve Rogers. This is a good-looking guy. I mean, for 70 years old or however he is. This VG Plus copy from 1964, $225 in store, $178 if you score it here tonight. And there we go. Thanks a lot, everybody, for coming by. We hope we see you in the future so we can take some of these comics and send them on to you in your beautiful collection. And take some space out of our warehouse. Let's see. Do I have the warehouse video? Let's see. I'll show the warehouse video. Ooh, boo, 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 boo. Yeah, you can see what we're up against here on the warehouse video. All of this stuff that we have, get in there. There's not enough hours in the day because Keith had a buying problem. You can see all this stuff. And then underneath where I'm standing here, well, actually, Kaylin's standing. While we're standing there is 1, 2, 3 more rooms full of stuff, including our beautiful warehouse studio that we have here. So hopefully, just keep checking it out. We're going to be doing more shows. We're kind of off this week because of the Rangers.
Let's go Rangers.
There you go. So anyway, all right. So thanks a lot, everybody. Come by. Make sure you have the notifications set up on the Facebook so you know when we get on live. Certainly, all of these books are available to you in the future. Hello, future. Yeah, there I am. Oh, I can turn the warehouse video off now. Thanks a lot for coming by. Everything is available as long as someone hasn't claimed it. We'd be glad to sell it to you. If we don't get anybody claiming these items, usually within a week, they go out to one of the stores. Maybe you'll see it out there, out in the wild, as it were. I'm Keith from Keith's Comics. With me, as always, my wife, Cindy.
Always.
And we hope that you'll come by and see us in the stores. Check out our future shows. Check out our past shows. Maybe we have something you can't live without. Holiday time is coming up, and you might need a perfect gift for somebody. Come see this somebody.
Out in the warehouse, out in the stores, right? From the past shows?
Right. And so, maybe you'll see it out there. But there you go. Come see us. Come watch our shows. We appreciate all of it. And if I don't see you then, I'll see you next time.
Keith's Comics.